Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Leslie. If you're new, welcome to my kitchen down here on the farm. I'm super excited to have you here. If you haven't already subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it if you would do so. I would also appreciate it if you shared my videos. That is the greatest way you can support my channel. And if you're back, welcome back. You guys know how much I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, today we're going to do some creating. We're going to create some kind of meal for supper because I need to go grocery shopping and I haven't done it yet. So we're just going to dig through the freezer, dig through the cabinets, and see what we can come up with. So stay tuned.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is...
Okay, so this week I have been busy, and the rest of the week it's like I'm gone every single day or night of the week, or there's something going on. So I wanted to cook tonight. It's the only night I have to cook, even though I want to go buy some fabric for my new quilting hobby. But so I have gone through, I need to go to the grocery store, but I'm going to wait till next week since this week is so crazy. In my freezer, I have plenty of stuff in there, but not stuff that makes a quick, easy, small meal for me and Bryant. And so tonight we're going to do that. So let me show you what kind of meat we're going to use today. And we're just going to wing this. I have no idea how this is going to come out. Have no earthly idea. But we're going to find out together, you and I. So out of my freezer, I found one lonely chicken breast. And I have some deer meat, some ground up deer meat, venison. So we're going to use ground venison and chicken together. I have no earthly idea how this is going to turn out. But the first thing I'm going to do is season up my chicken, chop it up, not chop it up, but dice it up into bite-sized pieces, and probably get it to cooking first. Okay, I have my most wonderful and delicious bacon grease right here. So I'm going to put just a little bit down in my frying pan. If you don't like to use bacon grease, then by all means don't. I will say that I did not trim. This was the didn't have a lot of fat on it. This chicken did not have a lot of fat. But I am leaving on what little bit there was on there. Because the deer meat, venison is very, very super duper lean. So I'm going to need all the fat that I can get. So I'm going to add a little bacon grease in there. So let's season up our chicken. First, I'm just going to salt and pepper it. I'm going to add in some garlic powder. Y'all remember, we're just winging this. We are winging it. And some Italian seasoning. All right. And I'm just going to take my fork and stir that up all together. Get my burner on. Get my burner going. And once my frying pan gets hot, we will add the chicken in there onto that bacon grease. I'll cook it a little bit, and then I'm going to put the lid on because that just gets it good and tender and soft, and it's just wonderful that way. So, and once I get it, oh, you know what? I want to cut that piece up. There's a piece here I think is too big. So, let me grab a knife. All right, let's see if I got any more of them pieces. No, I think we're good now. All right, so we're going to get this in here. And we're going to get that frying up. And we're just going to remove it from the pan as soon as it gets done. I'm going to roll it around in that bacon grease a little bit. If we need to add more, we always can. All right. So we're just going to mix this chicken breast along with some deer meat. We'll see how it goes. So, okay, I'll bring you back in just a little bit. So as you can see, I've gotten a good brown sear on one side, and I've turned them all over. And so now I'm going to turn the burner down a little bit, and I'm just going to put the lid on and let that chicken cook until it's completely done. Then we'll remove it from the pan and start on our venison. Okay, I wanted to show you guys how super tender this chicken is. I've already broke up some of it. And it smells, that Italian seasoning just smells so wonderful. So watch this piece of chicken right here, this big piece. I don't think I can zoom you in, but just watch. I mean, it just comes apart like it's nothing. So that's how super done and tender this chicken is. And so you can, if you want to check for doneness and just break them apart, you surely can. And that'll give you smaller bites of chicken. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to scoop this up and put it on a plate for right now. I'm going to get the venison on, and then I'm going to tell you about this, I'm going to tell you about the idea of this meal. Alright, so I've just turned the burner back on, and I'm going to put this venison in. Venison is a beautiful, deep, dark red color. And I am going to add some more bacon grease because venison is super duper lean. And so it's going to need a little bit of fat in there. Alright, so we're just going to, part of it's still a little frozen, that one chunk right there. So we're just going to brown it up just like we would hamburger. This is like my new favorite pan. I don't know the name of it. Natural Elements. And it came from Marshall's. Like, if I see Bryant come towards it with a metal spoon, I'm like, stop! Get away from my pan. Get away, get away. All right, and we'll season this up in just a little bit. I want it to start browning before we add any, but I'll do the same seasonings. I'll do salt, pepper, garlic, and the Italian seasoning. All right, so while that's cooking, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the basis of this video, of this meal. I'm making my lunch behind me. I'm making some tuna salad. There is a channel. Well, one, I didn't have anything to fix. I have big stuff to fix, but nothing for a quick, easy supper for Bryant, maybe Isaac and myself. So, I'm just going to keep an eye on this while it's cooking. There's a lady I watch, and I've been watching her for years, and she has a segment. Her name is Amy Marion, a wonderful, wonderful Christian lady. And she has a segment, I believe it is her Friday segment, and she calls it Gather Your Fragments. And I always think about that Bible story where Jesus fed the 5,000 and with the loaves and the fishes. And then he tells his disciples, because, you know, I think at that time they were still doubting what he could truly do. And at the end, after everybody was fed and full just by this little fishes and loaves, he tells the disciples to go pick up the leftovers. And there was 12 baskets. And I'm sure their baskets weren't little bitty baskets. I'm sure they were big baskets. And there was 12 baskets of leftovers. And I like to think that was 12 baskets for each 12 doubting disciple. So, I love the name of her segment, Gather Your Fragments. But I'm not going to call it that because I'm not going to steal her name. But I'm going to call this Grabbing My Blessings Out of the Freezer meal. This is going to be a Grab My Blessings Out of the Freezer meal. I had a leftover chicken breast, which the Lord has blessed us that we have been able to afford chicken. And also the venison I have was given to me by somebody in church, at our church. And so I have several packs of ground venison. So what a blessing to have these foods at our fingertips. And I am thankful that our family does not go hungry, because so many families do. But so that's where this whole one, I just needed something to cook. But then I thought of her segment, Gather Your Fragments. And it's where she does a huge batch cooking. She gets her leftovers out and makes further meals and just checks her freezer and gathers her fragments and makes it go even further. So go check her out. Her name is Amy Merriam. Tell her she does not know I'm doing this. She does not know I've mentioned her, but tell her the Farm and Pastor's Wife sent you to her channel. Go check her out. And she has a large family, and she does a lot of large batch cooking. And that's kind of what's hard for me right now, is I'm not cooking for a lot of people anymore. I used to cook for a lot of people, and I'm not doing that anymore. And so it's kind of hard for me to find meals that just will feed me and Bryant. So, all right, I am just cooking this hamburger away. I'll bring you back when we go to the next step. Okay, it's almost done. I've got just a little bit of that frozen part. So we're going to go ahead and season this up the same way. Some Italian seasoning. Some salt and pepper. And some garlic. And we're going to just season this kind of in a layer way. Each step of the way we'll season again. So we want to get this going, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute up some onions and peppers. I could have done that with this, but I just wasn't prepared. So if you want to definitely cook your onions and peppers with your venison, that would just be delicious and wonderful. But it's not going to hurt anything for me to do it afterwards. I think this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful supper. I'm going to just check my cabinets, keep looking, and see if I can find anything else that I want to add to this. All right, see you at the next step. So as you can see, this venison pretty much soaked up all of the fat from the bacon grease. There is very little left, so I'm not even going to drain this. I'm just going to add this to my plate of chicken and then start sauteing up some. I have some frozen peppers in the freezer, and I have one onion left, so I'm going to chop it up, and we will get it going. We're back at the frying pan. I have just taken a paper towel and just wiped out, in case there was any herbs that were starting to burn or anything. Just wipe that out. We're going back in with another one of our blessings. Look, it says thankful. It's my bacon grease. I am very thankful for my bacon grease. And I'm using a lot of it in today's recipe. So I have chopped up my very last onion. So y'all can see what's going to be on my grocery list next week. All right, so there goes my onion. I have something I do when my peppers are starting to, you know how they kind of start to wrinkle after they've been in the refrigerator a while? I'll chop them up, put them on a cookie sheet, and then freeze them. And so I've got some peppers going in. I think I have a few green peppers as well. The Amazon guy just pulled up. It's another one of my crafting, one of my new quilting rulers. I've lost all my quilting rulers. I have one. I could find one and that was it. And I had several, like a bunch. So it's going to take me a while to replace all of those. But we are just going to saute up these onions and peppers. And then we're going to put our meat back in and take it from there. We got more steps to come. Don't you just love the Amazon man? Here is one of my new rulers. I got a 12.5-inch square up ruler because I think one of my quilts, the blocks are, they finish up once you square them, you know, you square each block up. It squares up to 12.5 inches. Ow. But I could definitely use this for even smaller sizes. And it has the kind of the, this has a texture to it so it doesn't slip so much on the fabric. But anyway, that's another video. So my peppers and onions are cooking. I did not want to get them like, I just wanted to soften them up because now I'm going to go ahead and put my meat back in, my venison and my chicken. We're going to add that in there along with any juices that collected on that plate. And we're going to let that cook together, and look how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness, that is so pretty. All right, so we're just going to let that cook together for a little bit. And then I have searched through my cabinet. I have a jar of spaghetti sauce. I also have a can of petite diced tomatoes. I'm not sure on this yet. Definitely this. I also have part of a box of spaghetti noodles, so that's what we're going to use. I'm going to go ahead and put in my, this is Walmart brand meat flavored pasta sauce. We're going in with that. I think I am going to use the petite tomatoes, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Get you back here so you can see what I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to open this up. There's still some goodness in this jar that just didn't come out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour the juice of those diced tomatoes in there. And we'll put the diced tomatoes in our mixture. I'm going to put the lid back on this. Shakety shake, 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 shake. And out we go. I also probably can find some more of something. I know I have some crushed tomatoes. We can use some crushed tomatoes if we need more sauce. And guys, I believe we might need a little bit more sauce. we're gonna let this cook and see before we add any more sauce. I don't want to get it too saucy, but I don't want it to be too dry either. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the temperature down. Oh, before I turn the temperature down, let's season it up a little bit. More garlic. I'm probably not going to salt and pepper anymore. Well, I might. I'm going to do a little bit. Salt, pepper, and some Italian seasoning. Now, normally I would add a little bit of sugar to this, and I might before all is said and done, but I have so many peppers and so many onions in here that I believe they might take care of the sharpness of the tomato taste. So we'll let this cook a little bit. And see, I do believe I'm going to add some more of something as far as tomatoey to this because I want it more liquidy. All right, so we're going to turn it down, way down, and put the lid on while I go search my cabinets and look and see if I've got anything else. Look what I found. A can of tomato sauce. So we are just going to, I have one homemade jar of canned tomatoes left, and I cannot bear to open them. I just can't. I cannot bear the thought of opening them. So, that's why I'm not. So, all right. So, I'm going to let this cook a little while before I taste to see if it needs any sugar, to see if it needs any salt, any more Italian seasoning, or whatever it may need. We still have one more delicious thing, definitely, that we're going to add to this. This is going to be good. So good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my pot out. I'm going to call Bryant, see what time he thinks he's going to be home. I'm really making this early in the day, just so I can really get this out to you guys. I may have to call Isaac to come do the taste test for you. I know you guys enjoy seeing Isaac, so that may be who does the taste test. All right, everybody, I'm going to taste this and see what I think it needs. It's so stinking good. All right, that is good. I'm heating it back up, and let me tell you what I'm going to add. I had over here, I've got my water going. I have a partial box of spaghetti noodles. We're going to do some of those. And guess what I'm going to add to my sauce? Some cream cheese. We're going to put some cream cheese in there. And get my noodles going. And then I think I'm just going to mix them. Probably over, I don't know where I'll mix them, but we'll see. Probably over in the pot because it's bigger than this. But we're going to get this in here. Make this good and creamy. We may add some Parmesan cheese in there as well. But we are going, this is like, I don't know what you want to call it, kitchen sink cooking? Is that what you call it? I don't know, but I know that's good. That sauce is delicious. I didn't really get much of the meat, but all right. And I'm just going to put the lid on that for just a minute, let that melt a little bit, and then we'll stir it in. And it's going to be some kind of good. Bryant's going to be here in about 20 minutes, so hopefully my pasta will be ready. I'm going to clean up, get things ready for him to taste it. And then I got to sit down and edit this video and get it out to you. There's nothing like cooking fast and getting it out in the same day. So, that's what we're doing. And I've actually been back there quilting a little bit, so. All right. I'll bring you back when it is ready. Okay, everyone, I have drained my noodles, and I salted the water really well when I was boiling those. So that's a big tip if you're cooking pasta. Always heavily salt your water. All right, look at this creamy, creamy sauce. So we're just going to pour it in here. I may not have had enough noodles, but that's okay. I always like extra sauce on my noodles anyway. So we're going to give that, oh my goodness. This is going to be amazing. Grab your blessings and cook. Go through that freezer, go through that refrigerator. Go grab your blessings and make something. It's fun to create. So, Bryant should be here any minute. I'm going to sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese on this. And wait for him to come and enjoy. I can't wait to see what he thinks. I'm just sprinkling some parm on top. You're not missing anything. Don't tell me you want to look at the food. There it is. Okay. All right. He'll be here in just a little bit. We'll see you when he gets here. Well, I just got a very disturbing phone call. Bryant has gotten tangled up, or not, he's not tangled up. He's not tangled up, but he's gotten caught up in dealing with some stuff at the chicken houses. So doggone it. Looks like I'm going to have to do the taste test. I mean, poor, poor, pitiful me. I'm trying to get a little bit of the chicken and the venison. All right. It's a hard job, but somebody's got to do it, right? Let me grab a fork. Here it is. Yum, yum. Let me get a picture. Picture's made. Now let's do the taste test. Well, there's the piece of chicken. The chicken just come right apart into another little piece. It's so tender. This is going to be hard because I know real Italians don't like me to cut the pasta, break the pasta. But it sure is easier to eat. Oh my goodness. I have outdone myself. My blessings have showed up like, oh my goodness. Y'all, that is so good. That is so very good. I can't quit eating. Hang on. One more bite. Okay. I'll finish it off camera. Okay. That was so good. Oh my goodness. That was so good. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Bryant taste it, and we'll let him tell you on the Saturday's video why I said Saturday. Let me explain why I said Saturday. Friday's video is going to be postponed until Saturday because I'm going to be out of town tomorrow. So you will have to tune in on Saturday to see Friday's video. But also on that video, we'll ask Bryant what he thought of this meal and how good he thought it was. So I think it is amazing. So anyway, grab your blessings and you get to cooking and create you something spectacular. You could have done that with Alfredo sauce. You could have done that with just heavy cream and Parmesan cheese and did everything else the same. It would have been amazing. So let's see what you can create Go grab your blessings, especially if you need to go to the grocery store and you're not going for another few days like me. So, okay, we will see you guys next time on The Farm and Pastor's Wife. Remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.